We're learning to play Shepherd's Melody from the Trinity Grade 2 syllabus. Shepherd's Melody, basically there's two sections to it, although the first section comes again. So you've got what we call an ABA. So you get one tune, then you get another tune, and then you return to the original tune. This piece is a really good illustration of the difference between compound and simple time signatures. Now, I know a lot of you may already have glazed over at the mention of compound time, but it's really important just to know what the difference is. So, simple time is what we've mainly done so far, things where you've got a beat in 2s, 3s or 4s, but it's all about how that beat splits up. So in simple time, beats tend to, for instance, could split into pairs of quavers. So things might go 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So the beat, when you split that beat, it goes into a little pair of something. In compound, instead of going into a little pair, it goes into a little set of 3. So you might still have something going 1, 2, 3, 4, but it could be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that sort of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is something you get a lot in folk music, because it gives a really nice feel, something you can dance to. I know it almost sounds quite old-fashioned. So remember, this isn't about how many beats in the bar there are. This is all about what happens within the main beats. Okay. So in Shepherd's Melody, the first section is in 6/8, which literally means 6 quavers. However, we don't think of them that way at all. If you look in the left-hand part, can you see dotted crotches? And there's 2 in each bar. And that's the key to it. We are actually counting in dotted crotches. We're going 1, 2, 1, 2. But then those dotted crotches could be split down to 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay. So let's learn the melody now to Shepherd's Melody. So the clues in the name. So the melody is in the right-hand part, starts in the 3rd bar. I should have mentioned key signature. We're actually in G minor, and as you know, G minor has a B flat and an E flat in the key signature. Okay, when you're in G minor, sometimes you get other notes, accidentals like F sharp. Sometimes the E flat becomes an E, but mainly you have B flat and E flat. So don't forget there could be some of those put in. So you start with your thumb on the G, and you have another G, and then up to a D. So it's 1 and 2. And then on the next bar, second finger on A, and can you see the phrase moving up with a B flat, then a C, up to D. So I'm just going to take that. So it's... Now, in that little set of quavers we had, there's 3 quavers, but actually the first quaver has a dot, the second quaver has an extra tail, which actually makes it a semi-quaver, even shorter note, and then there's a quaver. So, if it was just quavers, you'd get this. But because we've got the dotted rhythm there, so remember the dotted rhythm isn't just about the note with the dot after it, it's also about that shorter note that comes afterwards. Can you hear it now? Hold, catch up. Okay, so here's the quiz. With or without a dotted rhythm now? Was that a dotted rhythm or just an even rhythm? Well, the answer is it was even. So that's not what's actually written. I was just playing quavers there. Now, what about this? Could you hear the little hold, catch up bar? That's the dotted rhythm. And so whenever you see that in this piece, you're going to have that feel. So this is what we got. Now, next bar, last bar of the first line, 4th finger on C, then a B flat, then an A. Can you see the dotted rhythm? So it's going to be then B flat, then a G, then bar 6, then an A, then a G. Okay, so here's the whole of the melody. Then you do it again. Now, in this, you'll notice that although that's the same tune, the first time round, there's slurs over everything. The second time, there isn't. So, now, it could be that they just haven't bothered doing it, but I think maybe they want it played slightly differently. So, wherever it's slur, it's smooth. Where there isn't a slur, just separate the notes. And actually gives it slightly more dancey feel, doesn't it? So first time really smoothly. So you do the first bit, which is broken. Now this all smooth. Then smooth, smooth, smooth. Then all separated. Then on bar 11, then bar 12's the same but quiet. Then the next bar's loudest, it's the same, but then there's a G, and then A, G, and then like a little echo in the distance at the end of the third line, A, G again. So, we'll play the whole of that tune. See if you can take on board the slurring. So it's all marked to the music, so if there's a slur there, slur it. Where the slur ends, break the phrase. So for instance, at the beginning, bar 3, no slurs. So did you hear, I didn't go, I didn't make that smooth, I went. Then the next bit is smooth. But then there's a little break. Break, break. Okay, it takes a bit of practice. Then separate. Now, bar 7, I said the tune's the same, and it is almost, but there's an extra D. Can you see it there in bar 7? And there's no slurs. No slurs. Quiet. Loud. 1, 2, and then rit means slowing down. Okay. So that's what we got. I'll do it one last time. Oh, I did that slightly wrong. You notice I didn't slur it properly then. Slur. There it is. Slur, slur, slur. Separate. All detached. All detached. Loud. Quiet. Loud. Getting quieter. 1, 2, then a quiet slowing down. Okay, and that's the end of the melody section. So do a bit of work on that. Run the video again if you need to a few times. See if you can get that detail with where things are slurred. Remember, the opposite of slurred, well, strictly speaking, the very opposite of slurred would be staccato, which is very detached. But when you've got things that just simply don't have a slur over them, sometimes it's because the composer just doesn't bother putting one in, but usually it's because they want it lightly detached. That's lightly detached. This would be legato, smooth, with a slur. Staccato would be a bit like that, but it's going to be more... Can you hear that's very detached? That's staccato. So somewhere in between, lightly detached. So that's our little buzzword for this one. Some of this is lightly detached. And you notice things that are lightly detached actually have a certain energy to them, which is different from the legato, smooth, slurred sections.